will hopefully get you guys. There he is, in the
Hi, hi.
flesh, the one, the only. Woo! That is so cool. That is so cool. Welcome, welcome to
Thank you, Don. Thank you. Nice to see you after a long time.
welcome to Shihan, Babu Antony, the martial arts superstar of of South Indian films, and now internationally. You kind of established yourself in the martial arts industry, and also with films, not just across India but also across the world. So it's so cool. I see Alan Fernandez, the director operations of Matrix Fight Night, who just said this is so cool. So we're and one of your fans, Deepak Ashokan, he's like woohoo! So we've got a lot of people tuning in tonight, and someone said the king of action. So
Oh,
we've got all of your fans. We've got all of the members of All India Mixed Martial Arts Association. So it's so interesting because you and I were looking at some of the old original vintage pictures, and
yes,
we came across that one picture with you doing a dive, a clean dive over a car. I think it
yes,
was a Fiat or an Ambassador. I'm not sure which one it was, but you were actually diving just over it. And
yeah,
and I showed you that picture, and then you told me, you said you were sitting in that car.
yes. I remember that.
It was so interesting because I was just a little kid, and I
Yes.
was just so inspired with I used to wake up in the morning and then watch my dad break bricks with his forehead, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
he used to get onto the parallel bar, sorry, the horizontal bar, and do pull-ups, and
yeah,
that kind of mentally impacted me because he was my inspiration.
yes,
And it was so cool that you spent all those years with my dad, who I believe literally instilled in all of us the true martial arts knowledge. Share with us, if you can, something special, maybe a special technique, maybe a philosophy. Share with us something special that you, as I believe maybe his best student from his best batch, share with us
yeah.
something special that you took from the years of you training with him.
Definitely, it was something really special and still influences me. You know, the guidance and the wisdom that I got from your dad, and the kind of knowledge he had about martial arts. It was really, I was really surprising because that time nobody knew anything about mixed martial arts. People knew only about karate. You know, martial arts means karate, nothing else. Even judo wasn't very popular. Then your dad was talking about judo, jujutsu, aikido, savate, karate, and all those things. And we were just flabbergasted. What is that? Then he says, I'm going to teach you all that, bit of all that. So he always believed in mixing many arts and making a combination of his own and teaching us. It was really a very nice experience. You know, we had to learn a lot of breakfall, a lot of locks and holds and submission, so many things we got to learn. And also it was his dream to do one of the breakfall over a car. And he was trying for that, about 20 years he was trying for that, to make one of his students do it. None of them could not do it. Me being an athlete, it was a little bit easier for me. So he had hops. So he gathered the people, he got the car, and no, those days, no, nothing, no springboard, no proper mattress to land, nothing. We put some cushions on the other side, maybe from the bed or from the sofas or things like that. You can still see
Yeah,
see those in the picture.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
went to the ground and he said, "Can you do it?" I said, "Yeah, I will try. I'm not sure." And he was praying, "Oh God, let him do it." Okay. And I took off and boom, it happened. And he was so happy. He was so happy.
That's really an exciting thing. That's something really interesting
Yes,
that you mentioned, that my dad was the person who actually kind of introduced that concept to all of us, that it's not
definitely.
just one style, but it's putting all the best knowledge of all the styles together. And I think what he kind of instilled in us was to search for the practical knowledge rather than the theoretical knowledge, and you were able to implement that. Now, share with us how you took that into some of your most popular films, because I remember watching one movie. I remember those old days in the VHS tapes. I remember you literally flying across a car in one of those movies. Share with us some interesting experiences in the film industry.
Definitely, definitely. I've used many of the techniques in my movies, and the people found it very different. That's one of the reasons I became very popular instantly. I was using those techniques that nobody has seen before. They had seen only kind of, some kind of kicks and punches. Nobody had seen all these locks and folds and break falls and, holds and things like that. So one of my movies called Hatya, that was my first Bollywood film. It was called Hatya. Govinda, Neelam, and Anupam Kher, they were the other co-stars. So in a chase, I used this break fall flying over the car because I was chasing the heroine. Then one of my partner villain, Anupam Kher, he comes. He's also chasing. I'm on a motorbike, and Anupam Kher is on a car. So I told my fight master, can we do a small stunt here for a twist? Then he asked me, what do you want to do? I said, let him come across the road chasing the lady, and I'll come from this side. And suddenly Anupam Kher breaks the car, seeing something or whatever it is, whatever. Then I go hit his car, then I fly over the car. And I fall down, and everybody thinks I'm dead. But I appear again in the climax. So that will give a little bit of, twist in the script. Everybody liked it. Even the director, Kirti Kumar, liked it. Then he said, see, we don't have anything. We are on the road. We have no springboard, no mattress, and we have only a camera here. How will you do such a stunt? I said, don't worry.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, went ahead and, flew over the car and fell on the road.
That's fantastic. And to all the viewers, those who are from the current generation, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and watch that. You can get to see that action all over again.
Yes.
I also want to ask you, you being a martial arts master, and I know that you've put in so many years of training. You've mentioned that even before my dad, you were training with some traditional martial arts masters. And that's really cool. And I see that solid foundation and base of the martial arts. And I know you as a person. You have such a great personality. You're humble, and you have that ability to just bring that inspiration out of yourself. But share with me, being a fighter, being one of the original fighters of my dad's dojo, how many times were you faced by some, critic or challenger, somebody who said, I don't think that you're necessarily a champion. I want you to fight me. Share with us something special from your life.
Definitely. Those days were very difficult because there's a lot of the Gundaism was going on, especially in Nasik and Pune, those areas. So those days were very difficult. And when your father came in, there were a few other martial artists, they were kind of teaching karate and, things like that. So your father was a kind of threat for a lot of people there. And me being his best student and senior most student, they thought if they fight me and they knock me down, your father's popularity will go down and they will get the student. That was their some kind of idea, the crazy idea they got into their mind. So your father was trying to start a class in HAL. It's a huge setup, HAL is a big setup and thousands of students and things like that. And many were trying too. So at that time, your father was leading and, he was almost getting it. Once I was coming out of the college, in the front, I was coming out, two guys, they're twins. They claimed to be Taekwondo experts. They came and stood on my both sides and said, are you Babu Antony? I said, yes. You're Solomon Isaac student? I said, yes. And we were supposed to get that HL contract, not Solomon Isaac. I said, what can I do? He's the best. There's nothing I can do. Now we are going to prove that he's not the best. Because we have here the best student of him, and we are going to knock him down. Well, few seconds, both of them were on the floor.
Oh my God.
Yes, few seconds. And then once I was walking, same thing, same challenges. Walking, I was going back on my bicycle after my athletics practice. So again, few guys approached me and knocked them out completely. Then once we all were coming out of master's school, I think it was some Infant Jesus Church. We had a class, so we were coming out. The people were throwing stones. It was
Oh,
like
wow.
a shower, material shower.
Oh, wow.
We all had to jump into a bus stop, hide under. Once the stones are over, they finished with the store, we came out and they ran away. Those kind of challenges. And of course, many people have challenged most of the times I avoid fighting. Some people say that, oh, you're nothing, you're just a movie actor, you cannot fight. And I can fight better. I said, yes, of course you can. You're much better than me, for sure. You don't need to fight. I surrender. You just avoid fight. It's always the best, avoid a fight.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. It's so cool to hear that story, and I have never heard about that story. So for me, it's really great to hear about these things. I need to sit down with you privately and learn some more stories
Definitely.
from the
Definitely.
past. So we have one of your, I think he considers that he is your biggest fan. On the live, ask your questions. We are here tonight with the superstar. Oh, there you are,
Yay!
Deepak. What's up?
Babu
Hey,
Chaya,
Deepak.
hi.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you, dancer. Thank you, dancer. This is awesome, sir.
Yeah. So, Deepak, the stage is
Nice to
yours
see
now.
you. Nice to see you, Deepak.
And I think that we have so many viewers from Kerala in the south, so maybe we can bring that language connect as well. So feel free
Yes, yes.
if you wanna speak in Malayalam and ask a few questions. Go ahead, Deepak.
Yes, yes.
ബാബു ചായ എന്ത് പറയണമെന്നറിയില്ല. നമസ്കാരം ബാബു ചായ. എന്റെ പേര് ദീപക് അശോകൻ എന്നാണ്. ഞാൻ ആലപ്പുഴയിൽ നിന്നാണ്. താങ്ക് യു സർ. താങ്ക് യു ഡാൻസർ ഫോർ ദിസ്.
No problem.
ഞാൻ വളരെ എക്സൈറ്റഡ് ആണ് ബാബു ചായ. ഞാൻ ചെറുപ്പം മുതലേ താങ്കളുടെ മൂവീസ് കണ്ടിട്ടാണ് വന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. എല്ലാ മൂവീസും കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഐ വാച്ച്ഡ് ഓൾ യുവർ മൂവീസ്, and I grew up watching your movies. You're like my childhood superhero, and yeah. I know that there is shortage of time. I just have two questions. I've actually got thousands of questions, but I'll just ask two questions, Babu Chaya. The first one is I'm feeling nervous. Okay, this is.
No, I'm also nervous. Don't worry. Everybody's nervous. You're never out of nervousness. Every time I face the camera, I'm nervous. Every time. After all these years,
Yes,
every shot is a new shot for me.
yeah.
Okay.
Babu Chaya, I've got two questions. The first one is actually I would like to know about your thoughts related to Master Bruce Lee, the legend. And the second question is, who is your favorite mixed martial artist right now in global or Indian platform? These are my two questions, Babu Chaya.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Babu Chaya.
Yeah, both comes to Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Even though it's almost 40 plus years, he's gone, but still, there's no one like Bruce Lee.
That's
I hope
great.
I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seriously,
Okay.
Babu Chaya. Thanks, Babu Chaya.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so
Deepak,
much.
Thanks for
I'm
coming
very
on
glad.
live.
I'm very glad that I could inspire all of you, a lot of people in Kerala to learn martial arts. I get a lot of messages on Facebook and Instagram and all that. Sorry, you inspired us. To hear that, it's much better than many awards or whatever money you make. It's much bigger than that. Hearing that you have inspired somebody, that's very important. That's very important. That's very satisfying and fulfilling. So thank you so much.
That's so cool. Thanks, Deepak. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that's awesome.
Thank you.
We're also going to ask one more of my close friends. I'm going to ask Kaushik to come on the live. So thank you, Deepak. I'll chat with you again. How do I take you off the live now? Okay. Do you know how to go off the live, Deepak?
Yes, sir.
Knock him out.
All right.
Knock
So
him out.
he's a good guy. He's on our team. So
Okay. All right. All right.
so whenever you can join us, we have about 15 minutes more until we close. But we'd like to have a chat with Alan specifically about the fight scene and hopefully establishing something in the South for mixed martial arts. And before we get there and before we close as well tonight, I saw so many, hold on a second, Alan, oh, that's somebody else. I saw that you recently did a lot of songs, and that's so cool. That's so interesting. We saw you doing some songs and your promotion for obviously for Power Star. But tell us something about how this entire pandemic time. You know, I'm sure you got to spend a lot of time with your family. But tell us something more about the singing and this voice that I've never heard of, but your fans are eager to know something more about that.
Definitely. It's there's a saying in Malayalam, Mullappum podi ettikadakkum kallinum undagum soundaryam. I'm sure it's all Greek and Latin for you. If you get influenced, if you're a flower, a stone is near a flower, even the stone can get the fragrance after some time. That's what it says. The saying in Malayalam. So my wife is a musician.
Okay.
And she's a very nice singer. She plays piano. She's got masters in Western classical music. So I was hearing all this music throughout my life. Not throughout my life, ever since I got married to her. And I was thinking whether I can sing.
Mm-hmm.
And a martial artist and an action star, people are just laughing at me. Oh, you sing? That's impossible. Then I thought, okay, let me try. Then I tried one song, and then it came out okay, and I put it on the Facebook, and I got a lot of compliments. That gave me confidence. And then I started, and I sang another one. It all happened because maybe out of boredom, a lot of time now, due to the pandemic, you're not filming, you're not doing any other activities, you can't go much out, so something to do, something creative. So that was all. I don't call myself a singer, I just, I pick up some songs from the movies and I just sing it just for fun.
That's really cool. And I really think it was really interesting because it brought out so much more about all this awesome talent, martial arts master, superstar actor, singer, philosopher is so cool. And talk to us something more about your family. You mentioned about your wife who is a music teacher, and that's so cool. That's awesome. Tell us something more about your family and your sons and the martial arts.
Definitely, yes. Like I mentioned, my wife is a musician. She's also teaching music and piano online, like I do now, teaching martial arts online. And my son is 15-year-old. The older son is 15, and then the other one is a 10-year-old. So both are also training in martial arts. I'm teaching them Ishudo, the original martial arts now. So, my son is quite interested in martial arts, and he's also slightly getting interested in movies, because last year when I told him to take drama in school, he didn't do it. But this year he decided to take drama as one of the subjects. So he'll be doing that for next 3 years. And I hopefully that will give him a lot of ideas about acting and things like that. Me personally, I don't talk much about movies in my family, but I give some ideas. And my other son also is also kind of getting interested in acting and things like that. But we can never say what they want to do, and I don't want to force them. But one thing I want them to do is martial arts right now.
Yeah.
Because I push a little bit in that ground.
Yeah.
On those grounds, I push a little bit, because that gives a real great foundation to be a good person.
Yeah.
Not only just a fighter or a martial artist or whatever it is. It's a philosophy. It's a way of life.
Yeah.
So I train them in martial arts so that their personality develops. They are humble. They must have the humility, and they should respect people and respect themselves and respect others. and discipline and good health.
Yeah.
You know, everything comes. Martial arts is a great art, a really great art. So on those grounds, I push them a little bit. Otherwise, you know, everything's going fine. Naughty boys, you know, it's like a big noisy house all the time. Okay.
And I see that I was watching some of their performances. It looks like they've got like the exact style of their dad in the way they throw their kicks, and I think that's awesome. But thank
I
you.
also want you to teach them
I,
sometimes. You know,
I would be honored to do that. I would
yeah,
be
yeah,
definitely
definitely.
honored to do that. And I, I thank you for mentioning about Ishudo, because I think that is something that you and I are going to be closely working on.
Yes,
Our original style, as you
yes,
mentioned, over the years we kind of prioritized requirements because it was the need of the times. The other aspects of our work,
yes,
I focused a lot on MMA and MMA events and fighters and shows, and you focused a lot on your acting career and and establishing your name across the world. And I think it's like destiny that it's reached the right time for us to pause and introduce to the world the original style that made
yes,
us who we are.
yes,
And
definitely.
with Ishudo, I think what we're going to do is we're going to respect our grandmaster and his person and the years of everything that he put into us. And I think the style of Ishudo in itself establishes itself as a martial art that's true in its sense in all aspects.
Yes,
As
definitely.
you mentioned, that in those days, it was not just, it didn't seem like it had one aspect. It had so many facets, striking, grappling, takedowns. And I think with the world body for Ishudo that we'll be launching through a website very soon, I think that's going to convey something about the knowledge. So not just the competition, but about the discipline, the respect, the martial arts ethics, how about
Yes.
being a good person, something you mentioned. So would you like to share with our viewers something more about Ishudo and our plans?
Yeah, definitely. See, Dan, you have your own brand, and I have my own brand. It's Babu Antony School of Martial Arts, both established. But leaving that apart, we will come together for Ishudo. Only you and me, no infiltrators. We will manage it because it's a very sacred, unique, and secret art. So we will promote it. You and me will promote it. We'll work on it. You know how to do and how we go about with this. And since we are connected now, we can always work on it, definitely. And Ishudo, I like you said, it's a totality. It's a philosophy, and the wisdom and the knowledge and the kind of foresight your dad had. I have seen very few people like that in my life. Your dad and my dad was like that. Of course, he was not a martial artist. He was just a small town guy. His name was Anthony, TJ Anthony. People used to call him Andoni. All right. I see he was such a wise man, such a funny man, and spoke so well, and he was so broad-minded. Even though he was born in a little town, small town, he had such wisdom. Like your dad, I don't know how he gained all this knowledge about martial arts. I have no idea. I know he was in the Navy,
Yeah,
right? He
yeah,
was a Navy SEAL. It's called something else in India, right? Navy
yeah,
SEAL.
yeah,
And then, sorry, then he was in Patiala, graduating from the physical education school. And he was a boxer and he was a referee. And he was a swimmer and he was a coach.
yeah, yeah,
And then he was a priest.
yeah,
And he knew Bible from the first letter to the last letter of the page.
yeah,
He knew Bible by heart.
yeah,
And the way he spoke, the command, things like that, it was amazing. So I learned so many things from your dad and my dad, which is which keeps me going
yeah,
with all the troubles and all the trouble waters, whatever attacks I've been facing,
yeah,
whatever things, I'm just so cool
yeah,
facing them. I never get angry.
Yeah.
Whatever comes, it is all, all this wisdom and the training in martial arts. So I advise everyone, in Kerala, previous days, like long time ago, everyone used to learn martial arts.
Yeah.
Kalaripayat. Every household, at least 3 or 4 or 5 people would go to learn Kalaripayat. It was part of the culture.
Yeah.
Then we lost that. So we should bring back that culture that, everybody's learning martial arts, which would make people more wise, more calm, more quiet, things like that, not aggressive and,
Yeah.
caring for others. That's something is missing. So this will all come by learning martial arts. So we
Yeah.
will definitely promote this
Yeah.
and see how it goes.
Excellent. Thank you, Shihan, for that. And for those who are just joining in, Ishudo is the original martial art that Shihan, Babu Antony, and I learned from Grandmaster Solomon Isaac, and we're at that point where we're going to launch it worldwide. Everything, including belt grading, training of the traditional martial arts, competitions. Ishudo has its own fight style of competitions. So that's going to be launched very, very soon. So look out for that. And speaking about Ishudo, we have our MFN Supremo, Coach Alan, that I'm going to invite. Alan, here you are, the busy, busy man. Let's bring Alan on. There you
Hey,
are.
Alan.
What's up? What's up?
How are you, sir? How are you,
I'm
sir?
fine. How are you, Alan?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I feel like I'm the third generation in all of this.
Yeah, yeah. No, don't call us so old. Come on, come on.
So
Now,
yeah,
I didn't
let me.
specify the numbers, but I'm the third generation.
Okay.
I'm
How are you,
gonna
sir? Good to have you here.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
thank
quickly make that introduction. So obviously, to all of our viewers, we're chatting live with Shihan Babu Antony, and I have my dear brother Alan Fernandez, who is the top guy, the CEO, director operations of the Matrix Fight Night, which is India's biggest MMA promotion. Hey, for me, it's just after UFC, it's MFN. There's nothing else. So MFN is the biggest promotion, and we're so blessed for Aisha Shroff, Kishu Shroff, Tiger Shroff, and Jackie Shroff for what they have done introducing MFN. And Alan is the guy who is running the show, and he's the guy who's the brains behind the MMA scene currently in India. And so
First of all, I have very fond memories of Shihan Babu Antony. I still remember I was very small when I saw the movie Hatya,
Oh,
and
really?
there was a small kid who used to say "Yeah, yeah" in that movie for Govinda.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
I actually got scared looking at you in that movie, and that impacted me for a long time, but in a good way.
Yeah, I
So
think there was a saying in Bombay at that time. "Bacha so
yeah,
jana hai to Bob Anthony aa jayega."
exactly,
There
exactly.
are people who are saying that. "Bacha so ja,
But
nahi to Bob
on
Anthony
the
aa jayega."
on the contrary, on the flip side, I could never sleep
Yes,
because I
yes.
knew.
Many people told me that. Even some of the many directors, popular directors in Tamil and
Yeah,
Telugu now, they said, "Sir, what did you do? We all got fever for 1 week. We could not sleep." And the thing is,
they're
I
one
didn't
of
do
the
anything.
iconic ones.
I myself was scared facing the camera at that time.
That's really
Okay, Alan,
inspiring. But
continue.
but anyway, sir, it's always been an honor to meet people like you and know people like you, and I've had the good fortune of talking to you and meeting you in during the early shows also. And thanks to Dan, sir.
And you all take care.
thank you so
Thank you.
much. We are signing off tonight, and this has been such an awesome opportunity. We literally have over here first Shihan Babu Antony, who is the original student of our Grandmaster Solomon Isaac, the founder of Ishudo. There is the what we call the next generation and the Ishudo black belt royalty, Alan Fernandez, who was one of the first people to represent our style in MMA as he fought for India across the world as a professional MMA fighter. That's Alan. And then, of course, yours truly, the son of Grandmaster Solomon Isaac. From the three of us tonight, we're signing off. Thank you to all of our viewers. We love you all. Ishudo, All India Mixed Martial Arts Association, Matrix Fight Night, and then the superstar, Babu Antony. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank
and
you,
very
everybody.
soon we'll see you.
Yes.
God
Bye-bye.
bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, everyone.
God bless.
Thank
God
you, Dan,
bless.
sir.
Bye-bye.